Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Now what we're going to do with this tutorial, we're going to create the hinges, we're going to attach the hinges to the doors, make the animation of the doors, save that out. We're going to go into the blueprint editor, make the changes in there to drive this vehicle and animate the doors. Then we'll go into Train Sim and we'll have a look at the doors. We'll drive it to a platform and then press load, and hopefully the doors will open. Now I'm doing this almost a bit at a time in this fashion, like we had a look in Train Sim earlier in the tutorials. I'm doing it like this because some of you might be creating your own train or wanting to work at your own pace. So rather than have to wait for 20 tutorials before you learn how to open a door, or before you learn how to put a driver in the driver's seat, rather than do that and you have to wait, I want to do it this way, so that every so often we are sort of learning, if you like, those aspects of the blueprints and creating those things. And so if you are working on your own model, you're not being held up while I'm waiting for this to be modelled. So hopefully that will work for you. Now the bad news is apart from my computer going down, and that's why we're a bit sort of behind here. The bad news is that I don't like the doors. Originally, when I created the doors, I used the same mesh as you would, and just used two booleans, a difference and an intersect boolean, to create the door opening and the door. And because of that, they match perfectly. So you can't really see where the door starts and the vehicle ends. So what I did, I just extruded the face out, just for the tutorial. I just extruded it out so you could see the door. But that's not the best way. The better way is to scale the door down, because the door never fits exactly in I think it's a jamb, is it, the outer part of the door frame. Never fits exactly, and on this type of vehicle you'll see that there's a gap, but on the inside, on the carriage side, generally there's a seal round to stop the wind and the rain and everything coming into the carriage. We'll probably do the same. We'll probably create a seal because there will be a gap and you'll see light come out of it. Now we can occlude certain things, we may not need it, but doesn't matter anyway, because we'll still create that seal as part of the door furniture on the inside. So that's where we are. We're going to redo this door. It hopefully won't take long. It's the explanation that takes the long time. So let's get on with it then. Let's just select this door. Okay, eventually select this door. I'm just going to press the backslash there to isolate that mesh. Come end on there, and let's just go into edit mode, and you can see this face that I created in order to make the door stand out. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want that because I'm going to scale it all round now. So let's go to side view. Okay, just make sure you're on face view there, and make sure the X-ray mode is toggled off. You don't want that on. Okay, press C and just expand this circle to cover the whole door, and click, and there you go, you've selected the outer face. Now just check though that you've not selected any of these faces, and it's mainly going to be around the window area that you might just select one of these faces. No, that's fine. So let's go back, and now what we're going to do, we're going to push those vertices back. So I'm going to go grab X minus 0.003. okay, so I've moved it back by 3 millimeters, which is what it was. So I extruded it 3 millimeters originally. So the only thing now is that I've now got two sets of vertices occupying the same space, because the extruded face is lined up now with the original face. So we can't have that. You can't have two faces occupying the same space. So we need to get rid of those vertices. Now, on the older versions of Blender, you had what was called remove doubles, and that would do it. But here we merge the vertices. So I'm going to select everything with A. Okay, and then just go M for merge and merge by distance. And down here, hopefully, it will say removed 36 vertices. Okay, now it might not be that exact number, because that depends how round you made that cutout, because you'll have different amounts of faces and different amounts of vertices. Okay, so we've done that, and now that is back to its original form. Okay, so let's bring the vehicle back up. Let's select this one. Okay, and let's do this just the same as we did there. Okay, go into edit mode. Now just try and get in the habit of Alt A, just to clear any selections before you remake selections, so you've not got faces that you didn't realise were selected to start with. Okay, so press C, okay, and click. Just check you've got no faces selected on the inside there. No, that all looks okay. So we can do the same again. Grab X, now no minus this time, just 0.003. Okay, no minus, otherwise it would just make the face even further away. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go M, merge by distance again. Oh no, now it said remove no vertices. No, I've got to select. I didn't press A, I've got to select the whole door. Now do it again by distance, and it says remove 36 vertices. I got ahead of myself there and missed the stage out. Okay, so that's now gone back to its original form. Okay, so let's press the backslash key, and let's select this other door, and again isolate them, because now we want to scale them. So I'm going to go into edit mode so I can scale them both at the same time. Okay, and let's just select the outside faces. Now you might say, why not do it in object mode? You can do, but I don't want to scale the inner window opening here. I don't want to scale that, just the outer edges of the door. So that's why I'm doing it this way and not scaling object mode. Okay, go side view, bring back the vehicle. Okay, go side view and go to the corner there so you can see the scaling taking place. Okay, and then you can see whether it's right or not. Okay, so now I'm going to scale the vertical and the horizontal separately, because it doesn't tend to be uniform. So I'm going to scale Z, so scale Z 0.995. okay, and now we've created a small gap there. Now if I went 995 here, it wouldn't be the same, so I'm going to put a different figure in here. So it's scale Y 0.985. okay, and that is roughly the same sort of size of gap, both vertically and horizontally. Okay, so that now has scaled that door. Okay, and if you look now, you can see a gap all the way around the door. So yeah, select these doors again, because what we want to do is move our pivot points. Okay, so let's now isolate them again. Let's work on one at a time. Now if I go side on and let me click that so we can see the gizmo. Okay, it's saying that's where the center of that door is. That's because I chose the third grid line up as being the center, and it's not really the center. I can see, I don't know why I chose it, but I can see that this half is longer than that half. So I need to change that, and let's go in edit mode and select edge mode and just select these edges here where the hinges are going to be. Okay, and if we go now side on again, you can see the gizmo is down here, so this is the true center of the door. Okay, so let's move the cursor there, cursor to selected. Okay, go object mode and let's move our origin, so origin to 3D cursor. There we go. And I'm going to go end on. Okay, now of course it moved it to the middle of the door, which is we don't actually want it in the middle of the door, we want it on the edge here. So come up to here where it says options, select transform effect origins only. There we go, and we just want to move this in the X direction, so you can either grab X or grab the X gizmo handle. Okay, but make sure you're only moving it in the X direction, and you can zoom in as far as you want to get the accuracy there. That's all right, so that's fine. So that's now in the right place. We need to move these, so let's go. Just make sure I'm very careful that I'm working on the right door here. Okay, so now we want to go into edge mode, yeah, and we want to select this edge. Okay, side view, that's a control because I'm on the other side of the vehicle, control and 3. Okay, and let's just move, snap the cursor to selected. Now I was going to say the cursor never actually moved, so that suggests I'm on the wrong door. The gizmo is already in position, so that suggests I'm on the wrong door. Oh no, that's fair enough. Sorry, I'm getting confused here, because what happened, I get confused because if I now go here, I'm actually on the other door. That's what so it always throws me. Right, I'm on the right door. Okay, let's go control and 3. Okay, and that's where it is. Now I moved the cursor. Yeah, I've snapped it to there. So let's go into object mode, and now let's set origin to 3D cursor. There we go, it's moved it down, and I'll go like this again, and once again I'm presented with the other door. So now let's go end on. Okay, and let's move this to the outside edge there, so make sure you're only moving it in the Z direction. Okay, and let's just there we go, just move it to there. Okay, so that's it. Now we've set it right on both doors. Okay, and let's just come back to the vehicle. Okay, and yes, hopefully we can see, yeah, all's well there with our gap all the way round the door. Now we've got another 8 doors on each side, but let's make it easy on ourselves, because all we need to do is select the doors like this, and just make sure the one we were working on is the last one you select. Okay, and then we just go Control L like we did with the modifiers, where we made a link to the modifier. Now we're going to make link to the object data. Okay, click on that and you'll see all those doors have moved, but what we've actually done is, if I go into edit mode and if I pull on these edges, you can see it's affecting all of the doors. That's because I've made instances of this first door with that link of object data. Okay, so that's what we've done there, so we don't have to redo the doors, because anything on this door now is translated to all those others. Right, because of the move of the origin, the doors have gone out. We've got to line them up. So as long as we've got this sequence with this door as the last one, we can use this add-on here, Align Tools. Now you'll have to go, and if you haven't got this set up, you'll have to go to Preferences and just search for Align Tools and switch it on. Okay, and it's saying active object is door right 01, which is that one, which is the one we want. Okay, so if we go end on and have a look at the doors, I'm going to switch the switch those origins off now. Okay, have a look at those doors. They're all over the place. So all we do is go Align X and now Align Z, and they're all lined up. Okay, now the one thing is that like the cursor, like when we did the lining up of the door, it moved it to the center of the door. We'll find that the Y direction align won't be quite right, so we'll have to move that. So let's have a look at it. If we look at it, how best to perhaps wireframe. No, you can't see wireframe. Just take my word. There we go. There's the gap there, but there's no gap on this side. So physically the doors have got to be moved over. But we'll do that once we've done the same to this side as we've done there. So let's select the doors. Okay. And making sure the door we worked on is the last door. Let's go Control and L and link to object data. It's done the same there, so we just go end on. Okay, and make sure that the active object is the first door, which it is, and then we just go Align X and Align Z, and that's lined up the doors on that side. So there we go. Now that is lined up, but we will have problems here. I'm just going to select these doors because the quickest and easiest way probably at this stage is just to physically move all the doors, not the first door. Okay, so make sure you don't have that first door selected, and I sort of missed that one. There we go. Okay, just check which is the first door. Is that one? Yeah. So now make sure, yeah, origins is switched off. Come to side view and come to a bottom corner. Okay, and you just want to move the doors open. You should be able to sort of roughly judge. It's going to be if you zoom right in, it's something like 4.5 squares here. So somewhere here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere around there. So grab Y. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so somewhere around there. Yep, that will be good enough. Yep, so now our doors are in the right position. Hopefully click on the door, make sure things like the origin, yeah, the origin is in the right position there. So all looks good. This blue line, which is our modifier, is one single straight line. That means all of the doors are exactly lined up there. So that's it. That means we can carry on now and make the hinges. The doors are all set. We've got the they've got that gap around them, and now we can make the hinges. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's make the hinges now. First off, we want to bring the cursor to the pivot point of that door. So let's go where we're going. We're going to go snap and cursor to selected. There we go. Side on. Okay, and first thing I'm going to do is make a cube. That's going to be the basis of our hinge, and we go add mesh cube. There we go. It's on the in the right position of the door. Now I'm going to make this an inch by an inch, so it's 0.025, which is roughly an inch in centimeters. 0.025, and I'm going to make it roughly 4 inches, which is 10 centimeters, which is 0.1. So there we go. That's going to be our hinge. Let's move it up to round about there. that's fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So let's have a look. Let's go top view and let's just have a look at that. Right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to do a couple loop cuts, so one there and one there. There we go. Now deselect, Alt and A, go into vertices mode and select these corner vertices like that. Okay, and now we're just going to scale it till it looks sort of round. So scale, make sure we're going right the way through the model. So I'll just select these again. Okay, that's it, and let's scale now. There we go, that's sort of round. I'll accept that. And the only reason I use a square, you could use a cylinder, you could use a 7-sided, 8-sided cylinder. I generally do it this way because I'm used to using perhaps a modifier, a subsurface modifier. So to get a roundness, generally I would take a cube and sort of cut it in that way to get the sort of round shape. Okay, so let's come side on then. Okay, now I scaled it in all directions there, so I just need to bring these back to here. So scale Z and just bring those up. You can make them exact if you want, but anywhere there will do. Okay, so that's it. Let's come out that X-ray mode, face mode. Okay, select these faces there and here. There we go, and side view. Okay, and just go E and enter and scale Z. Okay, bring them up you know, about there, because we're going to scale it down again. And we want to scale it in as well because we're trying to create sort of bullet shape at the end there. So now just press scale and it will bring it down. That's yeah, so that's about, yep, that's about right. Okay, then I'm going to go into vertices mode and select these two vertices there, side on again and scale Z, so bring them out something like that. Okay, so we've got a sort of bullet shape. There we go, that's not bad. And if you want to have a look at it as shaded smooth, it's got that roundness and that will look okay. So I'm going to go back to flat shading so I can see edges better. Right, okay, what I want to do now is reset the height, so I've extended it there with that. So let's go back to change that back to 10 centimeters. Okay, and side on. Now what I want to do is make a cut in the center, so we've got two halves of a hinge. So loop cut. Okay, two of them there. Now I'm going to scale them down. Now do be careful because I want to get them quite close together, but be careful they don't cross, because I've had that happen before. If they cross over, it creates an inner face, and you try and delete a face and you find that it's not deleting. It's because you've crossed these loop cuts. So let's go scale Z and just bring that down. Ooh, perhaps a bit more than that. Yeah, about there. Okay, and just go face view and go X, delete faces. There we go, we've got a gap, so we didn't cross it over, so that's fine. Okay, so that's our hinge, or the basis of our hinge. Now, hinges on this type of vehicle. Now if I select this door, okay, and let's open it. Now this type of door, if you have a look, it has a gap at the top and bottom because the vehicle is not straight sided. It sort of it bows out. So what happens is the hinges at the top and bottom sort of stand off of the bodywork slightly, okay, to take account of that gap at top and bottom. So that's what we need to do. We need to create standoffs on these hinges. So let's just put this back like that, and what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to select this, and I want to select this face here. Okay, so I'm going to create a standoff here that goes into the door on the bottom hinge, and a standoff here that goes into the bodywork on the top hinge. Okay, so top view then, and let me just go E and just follow the line of the extrusion like that till it goes into the body. Okay, that's fine. Now select this this one here, okay, for this hinge, top view, and E, and again just take it into the body. So there we go. So there is our hinge. Now let's come to end on. Okay, now we just need to do a bit of shaping. Okay, now the actual body here slopes, so we need to reflect that. So if I go into this mode, into wireframe mode, okay, we need to angle that, but we also need to angle it, if we go into top view, we also need to angle this so it's straight, so it runs parallel. Okay, so let's just rotate that, and let's press shift just to line it up at the end there. Yep, that's about it. Let's see if I can select that one, yeah, and do the same with that. Okay, and there we go. That's fine. Okay, and now I want to go to the normal here, because I want to move it along its normal, and because I've straightened that out now, it's not going to move along the normal, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter too much. So let's go end on. Okay, let's rotate it and try and get it sort of parallel. Okay, yep, that's not bad. Just pull it down a bit to straighten the edge at the top. Yeah, and that's pretty much okay. And let's do the same at the bottom here, and end on. Okay, and let's just rotate, go for about there. Okay, and let's have a look, rotate a little bit more perhaps. Yep, and let's pull that in that way and bring that down to straighten it up there. Okay, so that's fine then. Let's have a look at that. There we go, and yeah, that hinge not looking too bad. So what do we want to do? Let's separate these top and bottom hinge. So separate that. Okay, and let's just go mesh. I nearly duplicated it there. I don't know why. Let's go mesh and separate selection. There we go. So now it's two separate halves of the hinge, that bottom half and top half. Now this one wants to be a child of the door, so select the hinge, then select the door, and just go Control P and set parent to the object. Okay, so now if I rotate the door, the hinge will rotate as well. Now if all is well and you not move this hinge, it will be okay, but let me put this back to 0 and go top view. What you do need to make sure is that the hinge is in the same plane as the pivot. Okay, now I notice the pivot is not right on the end there, so in fact I'm going to move it. So let me go to options and origins. Okay, and I'm going to move this pivot to be right on the corner of that door. There we go. Now with that selected, then I can select my hinge. Okay, now it's not the pivots I want to move, I want to physically move the hinges. Let me go wireframe so I can see. Yeah, the hinges are slightly off there, so in fact I'm going to have to move them separately. But first, let me select the door again, and let me just snap the cursor to there. So cursor to select, that's it, and that'll help moving the hinges. Right, okay, so now I can line the hinge up. There we go. Okay, and this one the same. Okay, so yep, so they are lined up and all is well. Right, okay, so that's it. Now let me look at this. Yeah, so in fact I've got a bit of a gap there, but it doesn't really matter that much, because what we're going to do is put a plate there. So let's put that plate there. Now with that lined up, by the way, we should be okay. But if these disengage and they don't follow in the correct rotation, i.e. if they get offset, it means you haven't lined them up with this pivot point. So make sure you do that. Make sure you line them up with the pivot point of the door. Okay, so now let me finish this off with the plate. So let's make sure I've got this face selected. Yep, okay. I just want to move the origin there, so let's go mesh, snap, cursor to selected. Sorry, not the origin, the cursor. And let's go side on, mainly because I want to put the cube there for the plate. So let's go. I'm going to do the plate separate now. The reason for that is that when you're creating something for a game, you want to be able to strip away some of the aspects of the detail to get those different levels of detail. You know, you've got sort of 1 to 5. Now the easiest way to do it is, if you say model a house, then you might normally, if you're modelling it, you might cut into the front face, you might extrude out bay windows and window sills, a door opening, chimney and all that. And for a game, and the developers guidelines sort of suggest this, that you model those as individual elements, and then what you do, you can add them to the greatest detailed level of detail, and then you just strip them away for the different levels of detail. So that's what I'm going to do. Basically, I'm going to add the plate separate to the hinge, okay, because I might want to take it away later on. Okay, so let me get on now and do the plate, and it should be let's come into there, scale it down, okay, and zoom in and just scale it down there, and it wants to be it's just covering this bit here, really, the bit that is straight. Okay, so scale perhaps a bit more there, and you can afford to just extend it past that straight bit just there. Okay, so make sure then let's go for a thickness, so scale X. Let's doesn't want to be too thick, that'll do. Okay, and let's now put it in position, so put it to the edge of the door. Okay, now let's go side on, because end on like that, because we've got to angle it. So let's rotate it. Okay, ooh, and let's there we go. So that's round about right. Okay, and yeah, so we'll leave that there. and let's have a look side on. Perhaps a bit wide there, so let's go into edit mode, deselect, just grab these and bring them over a bit, just judge by eye. Yep, that'll probably do. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so that's the plate, and let's just edge select. Now just make sure the scaling here is 111, otherwise the bevel won't work properly. So reset the scaling, not the rotation, because we might want to use this rotation down the bottom or over the other side there. Okay, so that's set. Then let's just grab these two edges, okay, and Control B, and 1, 2, there we go. Yep, so that's our plate. So we've got a bit of shape to that for if you're going really close into it, but yeah, as we move out we don't need that detail and we'll lose that. Okay, so that's that one. Let's just duplicate it. So let's just copy it. Okay, rotate it 180 degrees in the X direction. Okay, let's flip it upside down. Let's go side on, so we've that's it, and just move that up. Okay, and sort of line it up with the edge of the door like that. Okay, and the edge of the hinge. So there we go. There are our two hinge plates. Okay, and let's have a look at them. Let's go into that mode. So yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, again, you can just shade smooth. Now we've got some straight edges here, so you might need to come down here and put auto smooth on. Now as it is, it defaults to something like 30. You'll lose the shading on these edges. Okay, so you'll need to move that up until you get a nice round hinge, and these are straight. So there we go, about 51, and that's fine. That looks all right. Okay, so same here, auto smooth. Did I put smoothing on it? Shade smooth, and let's go 51. There we go. So there we go, there's our hinge. Now we might as well just put a temporary material on it while we're here. So let's go there, let's add a temporary material, temp, there we go. And in fact I'll do it to all of them, just add that material. Okay, save us doing it to each hinge. We'll do it to the first one because we're going to copy that. Okay, and let's and what we can do, we can just select all of it because we're only going to scale it to the same square, if you like. So UV edit, there we go, select all. Okay, scale it down. Oh, select it all over here, scale it down, there we go, grab and put it over there, and there is the hinge. Okay, so that is our hinge. Yep, so that looks okay, and let's have a look at it. Let's go back to layout and let's just open the door. Okay, and there is our hinge. Now the plate didn't move, and that's because we didn't make that a child of the door, so we need to make that a child of the door as well. You could make it actually a child of the hinge, and you might be better off doing that, to be honest. So if I select that and select that and then P and set parent to object, so now it should rotate with the door. There we go, because it's actually a child of the hinge. There, that is fine. And we could do the same here. We could make that a child of that hinge, so put Control P and there we go. So okay, that's our first hinge, and let me go back to the door and and line it up again. There we go, that's our first hinge. Okay, so now very simply all we're going to do is we're going to select, okay, copy, so duplicate, okay, and just move it down, so side on, okay, and let's move it down. Just, you can judge by eye roughly where, just look at that gap there, and it's somewhere around about there will be okay. Yeah, so we'll go with that. Now in moving it down, you've probably moved it off axis that way in the X direction, so go top view and just bring it back in line again. Okay, so let's go X-ray mode, and oh, that was pretty good. Here we go, that's pretty good. That's in line then. Right, okay, so copy it again, duplicate it, and move this one up to the center, and we know where the center of the door is. Okay, so let's go up to here. Here's the center. Okay, that's the center of our door. Now you'll see that because of that standoff top and bottom, the center is right against the edge, so that's fine, that'll be okay. But what we will need to do is move this plate. Okay, so bring this plate forward. Okay, go end on, because you'll have to rotate it. Yeah, so rotate that. Now make it parallel. Let's hold the shift down. Yeah, that's probably round about it. Yeah, that's okay. And same here, we can select that plate, and let's go to the front view. Okay, bring it forward. Okay, rotate. Yep, that's probably round about right. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that hinge looks okay. What we can do is now is get rid of the geometry here that's inside the frame. We won't see it, so we might as well get rid of it. So let's go. Oh, let's select that. Face mode, let's select this, and then I'm just going to increase the selection to get rid of that standoff. Okay, so X and faces. Okay, just need to go in and repair. If you're not going to see it, you don't have to create the face, it all saves on the amount of geometry. Okay, there we go, and F. Okay, same thing with the bottom one there. Okay, face mode, select that face and increase the selection, X, and delete faces, and repair this face. There we go. And so now go back here, there are our hinges. Okay, and that's it. So let's do that. There is our hinge, or our hinges. Okay, so yeah, happy with that. That will be fine. Let's rotate the door, and the hinges are rotating, and they look, oops, they look strange from that angle. There we go. So yeah, that's fine. Now you might want to go, if you've got something like that, you might want to go and just make sure zero, make sure that that it's not overhanging like that. It's up to you. It's I'm not going to do it, certainly not in the tutorial, but if need be you can always go back and just pull faces across so they're lined up. I think they are pretty much lined up anyway. Yes, they're lined up there, that plate. So I said I wasn't going to do it in the tutorial. In fact, I am, because although I moved these back in line, I forgot to actually alter the base plate and the hinge itself. So I need to do that. That's why when I looked at it that angle and I saw it didn't fit quite right, that's why. So okay, there we go. Let's we can try changing that angle and moving that back. Not quite right angle, because the vehicle isn't the same top and bottom. So let's rotate that. Let's hold shift down. Okay, rotate that. Yep, and select this one. Now let's go, and we just want this face. Let's go face mode. Okay, we've got the right face. So one. Okay, let me go back on there. Okay, I'm going to go back to no, I'll keep it on there. So rotate that. Oops. Oh, I've got it all selected now. I just want that face. Let me go back and let me just select this face. That's it. And we want end on. Okay, so just rotate that to be parallel. That's about it, and just bring that up. Yep, that's pretty much parallel. I just rotate it slightly. There we go, and pull it into there. Okay, and just bring it down a little bit. Yep. Right. Okay, so that's that one. Now do the other one there. So select that base plate, end on, and yeah, rotate. Yep, that looks around about right. Bring that out. Okay, and select that. Edit mode. Just select that face. Can I see that face from here? No, I can't. Go into X-ray mode. That's the one I want. And let's see, end on. There we go. Rotate. So get that angle right. Yep, that's fine. Take that in. Okay then. So there we go. And now that's lined up properly. Okay, so that's it. So we sorted that out before we move on to the next part, which is going to be putting those hinges on every door. So that's what we'll do next. So now what we're going to do, and we're just going to do this for the tutorial, we're going to have to come back and do it a different way, I think, later on. But for the tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the hinges together. So I'm going to join the door hinges together. Okay, now select the hinge like that, base plate and hinge. Okay, and base plate and hinge. Okay, and then just go join. Okay, now that's fine, because if we select the door, the hinges don't move independently. Okay, they will move all together, so that's fine. Okay, so let's move this back to 0. Now what you can do to make it easy, as I say, you will have to come back and alter this, but what you can do is to make this part of the door, because if you make it part of the door, it will make it part of all of the doors. Okay, but like I say, we will have to alter it, because when we talk about level of detail, we'll need to separate these from the door. So this is only a stopgap measure so that we can get the hinges on and we can go and look at it in Train Sim. So okay, that's one. So now what I can do is put a mirror modifier on there, okay, to put them on the other side. So let's go universal mirror, there it is, and let's just check that we've got it on this side. Yep, that's fine. Okay, and we can do the same with these. Now I'm doing it this way round, plate and hinge, because hopefully I'll end on a hinge and hopefully the origin will be the same. If it's not, you can always alter it. So I'm going to go join. Okay, now these are going to become part of this vehicle eventually. So top view, and just check whether that origin is in the right place. So top view, there we go. And it looks to be okay. Let's go. There we go. Yep. The origin is in the right place. Let's have a look at the door, and the hinges there are in the right place, so that's fine. So hopefully those will be in the right place over here. So let me select that. Let me select the top hinge now that we've joined together, and again add a mirror, and it's universal mirror. There we go. Okay, so now we've got hinges both sides. Okay, and let's just have a look, make sure they're in the right position, which they are, so that's fine. So now what we do is we want to apply those modifiers, so let's apply the modifier. Okay, and now of course we need to separate, so just go into edit mode, select all, okay, and then go mesh, separate by loose parts. Okay, there we go, and now they're separate. But what we have to realize is that the plate and the hinge has become separated. So let's go and do them again. That'll be both sides, by the way, not just this side. So let's join them again. Okay, and that's fine. Again, round this side it would have separated the hinges, so join them up again. Okay, and yep, this one, and join. There we go. So that's fine. Okay, we now need to do the same with the bottom hinge. Okay, so apply the mirror. Okay, and now I just realised the origin of the top hinge will still be on the other side of the vehicle. Doesn't matter for that, but it will matter for this one, so I need to make sure I do that correctly. Okay, so we've applied the modifier. Go into edit mode, select all, and then we want to go up here, mesh, separate by loose parts. Okay, so there we go, and now again we need to join our hinge and plate together. So there we go, and join. Okay, there we go, and now we just need to make sure our origin is this side. So let's just go set origin to 3. Oops. I suddenly had a dodgy digit there, so let me select that again. Do the set origin to geometry. I think I set it to the 3D cursor there. There we go. So that's right, and just yeah, make sure these are joined again. So yeah, plate, hinge, plate. Oh, I didn't hold the shift down there, so I've got to do this one again. Plate, hinge, and plate, hinge. There we go. That's right. Yeah. So join. Okay. Now I don't like. I've got a join here. I'm not quite sure whether that's for the top hinge or not. Yes, let me select this one, and let me again, let's go object, set origin, origin to geometry. There we go. Now I don't like this black line here, so when I had my dodgy finger there, I've done something connected in some way. I'll find out. Hopefully it won't be too difficult. I'm going to move this door. Okay, all looks okay there. Yeah, I'm going to move this door. And does all look okay there? No, no it doesn't. I've seemed to have lost the bottom hinge. Okay, so let's undo that. I'm not sure why I've lost the bottom hinge. And let me select this one and 0. Now I don't want to spend a lot of time fault finding. I wonder what happened there. You might have noticed, but because I pressed that wrong button, it's something to do with this hinge here. Let me see. No, the hinge is there. The hinge is there. And what am I in? Object mode. So let me go into edit mode. That's fine. Something caused that hinge to disappear, didn't it? Let's go into edit mode. No, that's fine. Can I take it? Can I take it that it's back now? I'm not sure. Let me open this. Yeah, the hinge isn't rotating with the door, which is fair enough because it's not part of the door now. So 0 there. Let's make it part of the door, and I'm still unsure about what this link is there between the two. We'll find out. Hopefully it's not too bad. So select that and let's select the door. Okay, and just join. There we go. And hopefully now let's repeat it on all of the doors. Okay, let's go round the other side, select the bottom hinge, and let's now select the door and join. Okay, so now the bottom hinge is repeated, so that's fine. And now with the top hinge I just put an array on. Okay, so array, and we want 9 counts of it. There we go. Just make sure that the scaling's set to 1. So Control A and reset the scaling. Okay, and we don't want relative, we want constant offset. Okay, and this figure wants to be from what we found out with our doors, it wants to be minus 1.916. okay, there we go. So that array is set there, and let's click on that, and I seem to have lost that black line joining these doors. That might be a good thing. Okay, so again let's put an array on. Okay, make sure scaling is 111. So Control A, where are we? Control A, scale, count of 9. There we go, and it wants to be a constant offset of minus 1.916. So there we go. There are the hinges. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the end here and just check that the hinges are lined up at the end of the vehicle. Yes, they are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the first door. Let's go to the last door and rotate, and yep, so that's fine. Okay, the hinge is working perfectly, so put that back to 0, and that's it. Now the hinges work. Okay, so there we go, that is fine. So now what we want to do is to animate them. Okay, so let's do that. Now I've set the length to be 25 frames. Okay, so it's 1 to 25. Let's go back to frame 1 then, and we're rotating in the Z direction. So I'm going to put a keyframe in here, insert single keyframe. Let's go to frame 25. Okay, and let's make this 180 degrees, so it's right open. Okay, really flat against the door. Probably no, because we're gonna have a handle there. So let me take it back a bit. We've got to take account that the handle and that's going to be there. So let's make that 170 degrees. There we go. Okay, and let's insert single keyframe. Okay, go back to the start and just play. There we go, and the door is opening, and all the doors are opening. Same here, so let's make sure we're on 0. Okay, and insert single keyframe, go to the last frame, frame 25, and we want 170. It's either 170 or minus 170. It was obviously minus 170. There we go. And let's insert the single keyframe there. So let's go back and let's play that animation. There we go. There's the doors. It looks it looks like a boat racing when you feather the oars of a boat. But there we go. So that's the animation done. Simple as that. What we want to do, select the first door, come up here. We could have selected both, I suppose, but we want to go to graph editor, and here we've got this handle here, which a Bezier curve. We don't want a Bezier, it wants to be straightforward, because that'll slow the animation at start and finish. So we want to go interpolation mode to be linear. Okay, so it's a straight line. So let's go back to the viewport and let's do the same with this door. Okay, and graph editor. Okay, make the key interpolation mode to be linear. There we go. And now we can export this animation, and all we do is need to select the doors. Okay, select all the doors as well as the one we're animating. Okay, and now we just export that animation. Now I'm going to go to here to our export IA. Okay, now you can leave this set. It's got relative export. Okay, for non-exported parents, you can leave that on if that's set. Perhaps switch these ones off, but here this will probably be set to 7. Okay, now that's a multiplier, so seeing as our frame is our animation is 25 frames, that will multiply it by 7. Now I'd rather it multiply by 5, because 25 is 125, which is easy to remember. Okay, so I've set that to 5, and let's export it now. We should be okay. And I've already exported one some time ago. Let me this is the door right. Okay, so let's export that, and yes, it exported it successfully, so that is fine. And let's do this one. Okay, and select all. There we go, and again export. And this is going to be the left. Okay, so export left, and that's exported fine. So that is it. That is the animation. Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this file. Save as, and I've got hinges here. I'm going to call this anim. Let's call it anim. Oops, I've got caps lock. There we go, anim. Okay, so I can call that up again. Save as. Right, okay, what I want to show you now then is I'm going to create a new blend file. Okay, and what I'm going to do, let's get rid of that, we don't need that. I'm going to import that IA, so there we go, TS animation, and let's find it. Where is it? It's there. Okay, so doors left, doors right. So doors right was the first one. So oh, I'm exporting, I'm not importing. Where's my import? There we go. Import IA, and where was I? Engine. There we go. So import right, import, and there. Can you see now? We don't actually, when we export the animation, we don't export the actual mesh data. We purely export the animation data, and there it is. There's our 9 doors, and if we set this now to be 125, that's the length of the animation. It was 5 times 25. Okay, so set that, go back to the beginning, and There we go. There is our doors opening. So you can see the animation. So if things are not working well, just simply import the IA to check that the animation is working fine, and you can see it's lined up correctly on the right side. And if I go like that, they should all be in line, which they are. So that one's definitely working. Let's stop that. Okay, and let's don't save that. Let's import the left one. I'm doing this as different files because sometimes it can't take two at the same time. So let's import IA and engine, and it was the left one. Import IA. Yeah, that looks fine. It's on the left. Again, make that 125. Okay, and you can check the animation, and there we go. The door animation is working. We've saved that the IA. Everything's working. Everything's fine. So now all it leaves is to go into the blueprint editor. So that's what we'll do next.